Mama Adesua stopped sleeping well after that night. Any time she closed her eyes, the dream returned, but each time it came clearer, sharper, closer. This time she was not chased. This time she was ignored. In the dream, she stood in the compound shouting, insulting, threatening, yet no one looked at her. Tenants walked past her like she did not exist. Her voice grew louder, then weaker, until nothing came out. She woke up choking on her own breath. When morning came, she dressed quickly, determined to show everyone that she was still in control. But control was already slipping. As she stepped into the compound, she noticed something strange. Her plastic chair, the one she always sat on to collect rent, was not on the balcony. She looked around. It was downstairs, placed neatly in front of Nkechi's former room. Mama Adesua frowned. "Who moved my chair?" she shouted. No answer. She stormed down, grabbed the chair, and dragged it back upstairs. The moment she sat on it, the chair cracked loudly and collapsed under her weight. Tenants froze. Then something happened that had never happened before. Someone laughed. Soft at first. Then another laugh followed. Mama Adesua stood up slowly, her face burning with rage and shame. "Anybody that laughs again will leave this house," she screamed. But her voice cracked halfway. The laughter stopped, but the fear did not return. That afternoon, Mama Adesua went from door to door collecting rent. At Amina's room, the door opened calmly. "Your rent is due," Mama Adesua snapped. Amina looked at her without lowering her eyes. "I will pay next week." Mama Adesua blinked. "What did you say?" "I said next week," Amina repeated, her voice steady. Mama Adesua raised her hand to slap the door, but it closed gently in her face. She stood there, stunned. At Kunle's room, the same thing happened. At Mama Bisi's room, same answer. No kneeling, no begging, no fear. By evening, the compound felt different. The house itself felt different. Doors refused to stay shut. Lights flickered even when there was fuel. Footsteps echoed at night when everyone was asleep. Mama Adesua heard whispers inside the walls. Not clear words, just murmurs, complaints, pleas. Sometimes she recognized her own insults being repeated back to her. "Is this house possessed?" she muttered, sprinkling salt at her doorway. That night she dreamed again. But this time it was not a dream. She heard dragging sounds. She opened her eyes and froze. Her metal money box was on the floor, open. The notes inside were scattered across the room, just like in the dream. She screamed and jumped up. Everything returned to normal. The box was back on the shelf, closed, untouched. Mama Adesua did not sleep again that night. The next day, something worse happened. Tenants gathered in the compound. Together, not to beg, to talk. Mama Adesua watched from her balcony as they stood in a circle, speaking in low voices. When she came downstairs, they did not scatter. Kunle stepped forward. "We want peace," he said simply. "No more insults, no more throwing people out at night." Mama Adesua laughed loudly, but her eyes were wild. "You people are joking, right?" No one answered. They just stood there, united. That evening, as the sun set, Mama Adesua returned to her room, feeling something she had never felt in that house before. Fear. As she locked her door, she noticed something carved faintly into the wood. Something she was sure had not been there before. Every debt is paid. Her hands trembled. Outside, the house creaked softly, like an old thing waking up. And Mama Adesua suddenly understood one terrifying truth. Whatever had started with Nkechi was no longer waiting for her permission.